A grassroots movement is gaining strength in Quebec, where fans and artists alike are rallying to preserve the region's unique French version of The Simpsons. A petition titled Sauvons le doublage Québécois de Simpsons has been launched and already gathered over 1,000 signatures as public anxiety mounts over the show's dubbing being phased out. Prominent Quebec actress Guylaine Tremblay publicly appealed for support, urging her followers to sign, calling the dubbing a vital source of income for many performers. The petition, addressed to Disney Plus Canada, stems from the announcement that Coruscant Teletoon will cease broadcasting The Simpsons, Family Guy, and American Dad in Quebec. This decision, tied to the end of a distribution agreement between Corus and Disney, jeopardizes the future of the local dubbing as fresh recordings are currently suspended. Supporters argue that the Quebec French version isn't just a translation, it's a cultural institution. For decades, local audiences have grown attached to a version of The Simpsons infused with Québécois language, idioms, and humor. The dubbing helped the show resonate deeply with Quebec culture, aided by regionally tailored jokes and references that reinforced its presence in collective memory. Media analysts and fans point out that replacing the Quebec dub with a European French version would represent a profound loss. The educational thesis of the University of Montreal describes Quebec dubbing as a contact zone, a creative fusion that blends global content with local linguistic identity. It became a culturally authentic version in its own right, offering more than mere translation. It offered belonging. The loss of this localized version aligns with broader concerns about the erosion of Francophone culture in Quebec. The decline of French-language media consumption threatens to weaken cultural continuity across generations. The voice behind Homer in Quebec, Hubert Gagnon, embodied this cultural resonance. From 1991 to 2017, Gagnon's vocal portrayal became inseparable from the character, his distinct tone drawing affection even from children abroad and reflecting the unique bond French-speaking Quebecers had with their dubbed Simpsons. His passing in 2020 left a cultural void still felt today. Across the Francophone world, differences between Quebec and France dubs have always been more than accent. They reflect cultural adaptation. Quebec's version imbues characters with local expressions, from Howard alternatives to regional references, while the European version often employs standardized French. The Quebec dub has long been celebrated for its creativity and its ability to maintain the show's original humor in a culturally meaningful way. Amid the campaign, activists express worry not only for The Simpsons, but for other animated staples like Family Guy and American Dad, which share the same dubbing fate. They warn that replacing Quebec versions with European ones would undermine the representation of the region's linguistic identity in media. The petition reflects more than nostalgia. It represents a stand for cultural survival. Quebec audiences argue that their version of The Simpsons is part of their heritage, shaped by decades of creative voice acting and local flavor. Losing it would be akin to erasing a piece of Quebec's shared memory, something that resonates well beyond a single animated franchise. As the petition continues to gather momentum and public figures lend their voices in support, the message is clear. The Simpsons in Quebec is more than a dubbed show, it's a linguistic legacy. Its preservation speaks to identity, humor, and a sense of belonging that many fear will fade if replaced by a version that doesn't reflect their own culture.